Hello, welcome to the Movie Review channel. Please subscribe the channel and like the video. Let's go to the video. Plane, an old-school action thriller. Briefing. A pilot miraculously pulls off a teeth-rattling emergency landing, only to discover he must rescue his passengers all over again, this time from the lawless separatists and militias that rule the island of Jolo in the Philippines. It may be big, brawling, and somewhat inelegant in approach, but this Gerard Butler vehicle is an aviation fuel-powered good time. Think Die Hard meets Big Jet TV, or Fly Hard if you prefer. Plane starts with a familiar cliché, like all those disaster movies from the 70s and 80s. It is New Year's Eve and Captain Brodie Torrance, Butler, is rushing to make his flight. Even as he is clearing security, he is promising his daughter, Daniela, Haley Hecking, he will make it in time to Hawaii to usher in the new year with her. As Torrance is doing the pre-flight checks and chatting with his crew including co-pilot Deli starring Yosonen and chief flight attendant Bonnie starring Daniela Pineda, he is asked to meet Otis Winston who plays an officer's rule escorting a man, hence Mike Coulter, being extradited for murder. Yep, all those we already have seen many times. Then a rush of extremely bad weather on the plane's route. All those annoying passengers that you can't make such a movie without them, an annoying businessman, the one with a huge following on social media, and pretty girls in shorts with cascading curls. Big shock, they're gonna survive. But wait before you let out that breath you have been holding, because the plane has landed on an island run by extremists and one that the government has given up on. The clock is ticking as Torrance needs to keep his passengers and crew safe and away from the rebels led by the scary Junmar starring Evan Dane Taylor. Kinda reminded me of Captain Phillips. Highlighted points. Let's see, the acting is strong, and the action is intense, but while those are essential qualities, director Jean-Francois Richet and screenwriters Charles Cumming and J.P. Davis provide what's even more essential, characters whose fate becomes our active concern. We care about the captain, the prisoner, and the flight attendant, and in a different way, we care about the fate of the charismatic terrorist, played by Evan Dane Taylor. Butler as the world-weary and desperate idealist, and Coulter as the wrongfully accused and highly skilled pragmatist have a fun dynamic without being funny, as Brodie is forced to trust Lewis out of necessity, and Lewis has every reason to ditch Brodie but recognizes that their odds of survival are better together. Mirroring the real-life actors portraying them, the two feel like underappreciated pros paired together by chance, neither waiting for nor expecting recognition yet committed to the art of ass-kicking. Director Jean-Francois Richet brings confidence to the party, guiding Plane with a steady hand. The movie's drama efficiently ratchets up the tension for its action to hit hard and move on. Again, like an actual plane, it's a marvel of craftsmanship so unobtrusive that it's easily mistaken for mundanity. We've gotten too used to action as mere spectacle, explosions on a video screen. Plane takes time, not a lot of time, but just enough to make this a story about people. Butler is not the kind of guy to be delivering kicks. His style is more about adapting to a situation and thanks to his kindness and his luck, saving the world like that because he can. On the other hand, Richet understands that whatever thrills this movie can provide will be cheap ones. He stuffs the picture full of them, burly, single-shot beatdowns, beheadings, stabbings, heads crushed with giant hammers. Baddies are plugged with machine gun rounds so powerful their corpses bounce off cars. There's at least one spectacular instance of vehicular assault. Honestly, it's okay to enjoy this stuff when it's done with such an honest desire to entertain. The violence is visceral and presented with just enough authenticity to make you quiver. The context, however, is unreal enough that you don't have to think too hard about it. You weren't supposed to be thinking anyway. Plane runs on pure adrenaline with nary a moment to catch your breath or let your mind wander. There was not even time to think of airplane, Johnny, or coffee, as the action unfolds at a breathless pace. We hit the ground running and that relentless pace is kept upright till the credits roll. Information about Torrance, that he is a widower and the reason for being turfed out of the fancy roots, is given as we sprint along. Gaspar and Torrance form their uneasy alliance amidst flying bullets, hammer blows, and flick knives. This movie is an exercise in making an entertaining action movie for all audiences in a blockbuster way, but without spending too much. The movie cost $25 million, an inexpensive movie, for an action movie that hopes to reap in many millions. So far, it has recovered $26 million in the United States, in theater houses, to which one needs to add the rest of the world and later streaming in others. Plane is not an overly ambitious film. Like the title, it knows what it wants to do and gets the job done. It would be overselling things to describe what Butler and Coulter have as a bromance. Instead, there's a begrudging atmosphere of practicality. The jungle is filled with bad guys. Someone has taken the civilians. Let's find them and kill them. Overall, with taut action and a dizzying whirligig of thrills, Plane attains cruising altitude on Butler's more than capable shoulders. Fasten your seatbelts for an electrifying flight. In the end, Plane delivers exactly what it promises. There is a plane and a pilot. Plenty of predicaments and a satisfying thrill ride that arrives with time to spare. So, watch it, it's a fun ride with good acting, directing and story folds fine. Thank you for staying with us until the end of the video. Please write your opinion in the comments section and like the video and subscribe to the channel.